From the curb, the front of a modern SUV looks like a vertical wall of sheet metal and chrome. On a studio floor, this specific surface is what often closes the deal. Buyers are paying for a commanding stance, the sense that the vehicle in front of them could push a building over. This straight-on view illustrates the industry's preferred way to present these vehicles. The low-angle hero shot is a staple of marketing because it emphasizes that eye-level hood and the flat vertical grille. Over the last 30 years, the average passenger vehicle has grown 4 inches wider, 10 inches longer, and a full 1,000 pounds heavier. Crucially, they are now 8 inches taller. This constant upward expansion is a response to consumer taste and segment economics rather than a specific engineering requirement. On many large pickups, that expansion has pushed the leading edge of the hood to the eye level of a standing adult. When designers evaluate the face of a vehicle from a low camera angle, they prioritize that commanding aesthetic, while losing sight of how that geometry occupies physical space at human height. To understand the implications of this design trend, we have to lower the vantage point to exactly 40 inches. The Insurance Institute for Highway Safety analyzed 17,897 real pedestrian crashes to find the link between front-end geometry and survival. Data shows vehicles with hood edges over 40 inches are 45% more likely to kill pedestrians. Sloped fronts sweep legs, vertical walls strike the head. For mid-sized hoods, a vertical face still raises fatality risk 26% compared to a sloped front. These statistics show that the shape of the front end, and not just the absolute height, determines the severity of the impact. After decades of treating hood height as a styling preference, federal regulators have proposed a new draft rule. This is a controlled test of NHTSA's proposed FMVSS No. 228, which adapts the global pedestrian head impact standard for the U.S. market. The test fires a head form at the front end, requiring injury metrics to stay below strict limits across 2/3 of the hood. This dictates the required crush space and leading edge angle, acting as an engineering instruction for internal packaging. This new federal standard constrains the exact surfaces that design studios have spent years making taller and flatter. This creates a direct conflict. The tall, commanding front end that sells in the U.S. market is the same front end that fails the global pedestrian safety test. Automakers now have to find a way to reconcile these conflicting requirements into a single global vehicle platform. Retaining the tall face while meeting the safety standard requires additional mass and a reduction in the front trunk volume promised to consumers. The alternative, designing 2 separate front ends, doubles the tooling expenses and splits the brand identity between regions. To avoid these costs, the profile of the leading edge must be evaluated from the pedestrian's eyeline long before physical tooling begins. The decision to slope a hood or retain a vertical wall is a product decision. It should be based on photoreal evidence from the perspective of the person in front of the vehicle. DEPIX Design Intelligence provides a parallel design team in a box, generating the photoreal evidence needed to make these decisions.